Stampers, it's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. I have some adorable cards to share with you today using the Darling Donkeys stamp set. Now, if you don't like that stamp set or you maybe don't like donkeys, stay with me because what we're really going to talk about today is how to color with Stampin Blends. I never liked to color until I discovered Stampin Blends. They're easy to use and everybody can get great results with my simple tips. You know, if you're more an artist, you'll love these and you can get all fancy and all great shading, but that's not me. I keep it simple. So what I'm going to share today is how to have great success simply using these Stampin Blend markers. And we're going to look at the donkey stamp set, and I have lots of samples to share with you. Surprise, surprise. You know I always like to do that. So a lot to do today. So let's go ahead, flip this camera down, and let's get to work. Hang on a sec. Are you ready to learn some tips for using Stampin Blends? Now quickly, before we get into that, just a quick peek at the stamp set. Darling Donkeys, isn't they cute? You know, this wasn't one that was one of my top choices initially until I started seeing some samples with it. And then once I made a few cards, I'm like, oh, they really are darling. Now, I have 3 samples I'm going to share with you in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about the coloring. Now, real quick before we start that, I guess, if you don't know about Celebration, it only goes until February 28th, so we don't have a whole lot more time, but this brochure has all free items in it that you can select from if you place a $50 order now, I guess, through February 28th. And then everything in here is going to be gone forever. So if this is a stamp set you like, make sure you get it before then. But stick with me, even if this isn't a stamp set that you really like, because we're really talking about Stampin Blends today. You know, I never liked to color until I discovered Stampin Blends, and now it's kind of therapeutic, to be honest, and I just love to sit and color. But I think part of it's because with the blends, you get such awesome results. Now, I just stamped that one. I already had these 2 stamped for you. We are using Memento ink. If you're coloring with Stampin Blends, you are going to want to use the Memento ink because this is designed to work together so that these blends, they don't bleed or they don't pick up any of that black. So you get, you know, some really nice, good color. So let's go ahead, and I think we're going to color this little guy, and I'm going to give you some coloring tips as we color him. Now let's go ahead and we're going to use Smoky Slate. Now, blends always come in a set of 2. So you have a light color and a dark color. Now, part of how you color is personal preference. I don't know that there's a true right or wrong way. Some people like dark first, then light. Some like light, then dark. Now, the way I color, I'll tell you, is not probably how an artist will teach you to color because I'm not an artist and I'm all about doing things simple. But I like the results I get, and I've taught a lot of people to color with these, and they've fallen in love with them as well. So one of the keys is you only want to do one section of your image at a time. So we are starting with the light. We're going to color in his body. I'm using the bullet tip, and I like to kind of color in circles. Okay, that just kind of lays down some really nice color. After I've put my light, then I'm going to come back with my dark. And I tend to almost always go along the left-hand side. And then if there's any natural shading, like here, we're going to kind of go where his leg is, maybe a little bit along the bottom there. And then I'll come back with my light, and I'm going to just blend that. And I'm just making little circles as I go right over the line where the dark stopped. And that'll just kind of blend it into the lighter, or the dark and the light together. So let's go ahead and we'll do his legs here. Hope you want to get that one. Same thing. We're starting with light, and then I'm going to come back and we'll put a little bit of dark along the left side, maybe along the bottom, and then we'll just come back with light. You know, the other thing, when you put light on top of light, it's going to make your colors darker too. These colors, they just kind of, you're layering them. So if you want something darker than even the dark, just keep layering it. The more you go over it, let it dry, and over it, let it dry, it's just going to keep getting darker. So now for his hoofs, I'm going to just come with the straight dark here because I want those, I think hoofs tend to be a little bit more black. So we'll put a couple layers on there. We'll We'll let that dry and we'll even come back and I think we can get him a little bit darker. Put a little bit on his tail. And there's the light, but why don't we put a little dark in there? Come back with the light. So all I'm doing is switching back and forth between the light and the dark. Now for his ears, let's just color the top of his ears. And then let's bring some dark maybe kind of at the top, and then it gets lighter as it goes down. Now again, is that how donkey's ears really look? I'm not really sure, but it's how mine are gonna look. So we'll color his little tuft of hair there. And then let's do his main part of his face. And those eyes, I think he's just so cute. He looks like he's staring at you with that sad, sad look. And again, let's come with down along the left, and I'm gonna go across his top there just to kind of give a little more distinction between that other part of the nose. So there's that part of the face. Now, another little tip, his nose part here, I want even lighter. So what I'm gonna do is use my light and then use what's called the color lifter. And I'm gonna go right over that. This is a separate Stampin' Blend. It lifts the color. So if you go out of the line, you can lighten it with it. But you can also take a color and go over it and lighten it. So as that dries, his nose is gonna be just a little bit lighter of a shade. And now, let's see, we're gonna move on to another color. Make sure when you put your caps on, and always keep these capped when you're not using them, you press down until you hear the snap. That way you know those are on tight, because you don't want your markers to dry out. So I often get asked, are they refillable? No, they are not. I've had mine for quite a while now, and I have not worn out one. So, you know, they're meant to use them eventually. I'm sure you'll use all the ink in them and you'll have to replace them. But as long as you keep those caps on good, you're not going to have any problem with them drying out. So you'll get lots of use out of that. So there you go. Isn't he cute? It's so easy to color with these. And, you know, I think the big thing is you don't get those brush marks like you get with a regular water-based marker. Now, before I started videoing, I played around and I colored, there's that one, and then there's the third donkey, and I'm not gonna color them because I would do it the same way, because it really today was all about giving you some tips for stamping or coloring with Stampin' Blends. Now, would you like to see some cards I made with the darling donkeys? So here's my first one. So here we have them colored in soft suede. This time I used that smoky slate. And what I did after I colored them, you know, I just stamped on scraps of basic white or whisper white. And then afterwards, I took my stitch square die and I cut him out. So I think it's easier to do a scrap paper that you know is plenty big and then cut out afterwards, because that way I can put him right where I want him, get him nice and straight without trying to stamp him in a specific little area. So here's the first one. Now, down in the link to the video, or the description of the video, is a link, and it will take you over to my blog post, and I'll have pictures of all the cards that I'm going to share with you, as well as the card recipe, which simply means a list of the supplies and all the cutting dimensions. So if you like these cards and you'd like to recreate them, all that information is over there for you. I try to make it as easy as I can. So let's go ahead and look at the next one. Now the same thing here. For this one, I used the stitched rectangles. So after he was colored, you know, on my scrap paper, I kind of played around with which size. Looks like I used that one. And then I cut them out. So here again, we've got soft suede and we've got the smoky slate. So I'm not real sure what color donkeys are, but I kind of like them colored both ways. So there's that one. And then the third one, and this is the extra one that I didn't color for you, but I thought, isn't this cute? Hee-haw, it's your birthday. Does anyone else think of the old TV show? I remember growing up and watching Hee-haw all the time. So there you go. 3 different cards using the Darling Donkey stamp set, but most importantly, sharing some tips to color with Stampin' Blends. If you have not tried them yet, grab a couple different colors and color with them. I think you're going to fall in love with them. Now, don't forget, Darling Donkey stamp set is only available until February 28th as a freebie when you place a $50 order. So don't let that opportunity pass you up. Remember, we have the whole brochure. If you don't have one of these, over on my website, you can download it and view it online, but you'll see all the beautiful products. There's some gorgeous papers. I think papers are my favorite. A lot of really fun stamp sets. And that paper is my favorite. I stocked up on that one. This one has been super popular as well because these products actually coordinate with something that's in the mini catalog with the strawberry stamp set and punch. This paper is beautiful. I have done a couple videos, one on this paper and a couple other ones. So make sure you go back and check out those videos if you're looking for more ideas of what to do with some of these products. And then don't forget, I would love to have you join Stampin' Up! And the Klompen Stampers. Great special through the end of February. The starter kit is only $99. You get to pick $125 of whatever products you want. So you could buy $125 of blends and have a ton of colors, whatever you want. But the cool part is they are giving you 200 sheets. This is 6x6 designer series paper that will be coming in the new annual catalog in May. So the only way you can get it early is to join, but it's beautiful new prints. And so you'll get a package for all of the different color groups. You're gonna love this paper. So it's about a, I don't know, $185 value for $99, plus you get free shipping on it. So if you want more details on that, let me know. I would love to share about that. I'd love to have you join the Klompen Stampers. Remember, even though they call us demonstrators, that's what they call you when you join Stampin' Up. It doesn't mean you have to demonstrate. And you don't have to do what I do. The majority of people that join Stampin' Up do so to really just purchase the great products at a great discount and maybe share with a few friends, but a lot of them don't even do that. It's all about getting the best deal on your products and being part of a super fun stamping community. So I would love to have you join us. Let me know if you have questions or if I can help you decide if it's something for you. So with that, we're going to sign off for the day. I hope you enjoyed learning more tips about the Stampin' Blends. You like the Darling Donkeys, and let me know if I can help you in any way. So until I stamp with you again, have a stamp happy day.